Thanks for joining us here today. I'm here with Jason Bortz, actor, director, bon vivant, man about town.
Bon vivant. At least it's not idiot savant. That's good.
Jason, I've been in Sacramento almost my entire life, and I've always heard your name. How long have you been here in the Sacramento area?
Wow, you've heard it almost your entire life. That means I've been here almost as long as you have. Actually, I've only been here for about 17 years.
Is that right?
17 years, yeah. I moved up from Los Angeles back when, I think it was in 1999. Yes.
And so you're an actor, you're teaching.
Yes.
What are you going to be doing tonight for the California Film Arts Alliance?
The Capital Film Arts Alliance will have the pleasure of hearing me babble on and on about acting. Actually, we're going to be talking about the process and the craft of acting as opposed to just the end result. You know, a lot of people get into acting because they think, oh, I'm going to be famous, oh, I'm going to get awards, oh, I'm going to get this, I'm going to get that. Tonight is really about a hands-on approach to sustaining a craft and keeping it throughout your entire life. Because the goal isn't to get an Academy Award, it's to be able to die knowing you made a living doing what you love to do. And the only way to continue doing something like that forever and ever and ever is by constantly improving on it. Otherwise, you stagnate and you get kind of stale, and then you get cast in, you know, really bad TV movies.
So, you think this class would be good for beginners and for people who have already been acting for a while?
Absolutely, because you can never stop going back to the basics, and you can never stop learning. It's also good for directors, because a lot of directors really don't know how to talk to actors. You know.
I was going to ask, because the first thing, when I told somebody I wanted to direct something, they said, have you taken an acting class?
Yeah, that's a good question.
And you think that's true?
Oh, it's absolutely true. You know, if you're going to fight a cage fight, you know, you should probably train. If you're going to be directing actors, you should probably know what the craft is. And so, absolutely, you should be taking screenwriting classes, you should be taking acting classes, you should be doing all of the above. Eat, consume your craft at all times.
So, what are you going to show tonight? I mean, other than what, are you going to go deep? Are you going to just do an overview?
I'm going to keep it completely shallow. Come on. As soon as you're done memorizing, you're done. That's all you got to do. No, really, I'm going to give kind of an overview. I'm teaching a series. It's going to start next Tuesday night. That'll be an ongoing series of classes where people can just come in at any time. There's a set, we do monologue work, we do scene work, we do scene breakdown. And it's really just, it's a exercise-based workshop that keeps people answering hard questions about their character, answering hard questions about the homework that they do, and keeping people accountable to doing that homework, because actors are one of the laziest breeds of human beings on the face of the earth. That's why there are so few good actors out there.
So, what is the way into a script for an actor?
You read it. And that's how. The way to a script is to turn the page, and that's how you get in there. Basically, you take a script and you break it down. You ask a series of essential questions, which I won't go into right now, but it's, you know, you have basic questions like, who am I? What do I want? How do I feel? You know, those are my character. I'm playing that character. Who am I? If you're the director, you go, okay, what is the arc of this story? You know, where does it start? Where does it end? What's the journey that all the characters go on during that process? What are the obstacles that come in front of them during that process? How do they negotiate those obstacles? Otherwise, you're just sort of flying on instruments. And especially if you're in film, you have to be able to pick up that script, and you know, your first day, you might be shooting pages 72 through 83. And if you don't know that script inside and out, and the arc of your character and where they are, you're lost. And your emotional journey and the psychological through line of your character might be completely inappropriate for the scene that you're shooting that day. So you really have to invest yourself into the homework of the project.
So the classes are going to start Tuesday.
Yes.
Or who are you looking for? Anybody? Everybody?
Beginners to professionals, really, and both actors and directors, and even screenwriters, especially screenwriters, because in order to write believable characters, you have to give them each their own voice.
Right.
And otherwise you get shows, you know, True Blood's very, very successful, but if you watch it, you kind of go, wow, the really high, you know, the hierarchy is you've got these really bass characters down here, and you've got these really high fluting characters, and they all use the exact same language. They all speak exactly the same vernacular, the same expletives, the same, and you kind of go, they were raised in the exact same house. You know, you have to have a unique and distinct individual voice for every character that you're going to write, as well as portray.
So where are your classes going to be held?
Those will be held at the Tower Theater in Roseville at 417 Vernon Street. And you can get more information on that by going and liking Tower Theater Roseville or Standout Talent on Facebook. And you can get, you know, and you can make inquiries through there as well, send messages, or you can send them to me, Jason Bortz, on Facebook, or you can email me, or you can tweet me, you can do whatever. I'm fully accessible in those manners.
You've taught classes before,
Oh,
right?
yes. Yeah. No.
So,
yeah.
well, what kind of training do you have?
None. It's really funny. I just made this up one day. I was lying in the tub with a wash rag over my head. No, I started acting when I was 7. I did my first commercial when I was 12 years old, and then I went to community college for 2 years, then I went to the National Shakespeare Conservatory, and then I went back to Seattle, and I studied there at the Northwest Actors Studio, and then I had a mentor named John Jacobson, who I studied with for 4 years, and then I went to Los Angeles, and so I've been training the whole time. If I wasn't training, I was teaching. If I wasn't teaching, I was doing. So and you have to be hungry, you know, and so my main influences are, you know, Stanislavski and Strasberg and Hagen and Cohen, and, you know, you consume it, you eat it, and it becomes a regular part of your diet, which is like air. You can't do without it. You know.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what's next for you down the road? Have you got anything coming up?
Project-wise or
Yeah.
teaching-wise?
Or let's say project-wise.
No, there are a couple of projects I have coming up in March. I actually just drove here from Los Angeles today, and my hair shows it, and my face because I'm burned. It burns. No, I've got some projects coming up that'll keep me busy through the next few months. So you know, it's a constant juggling act.
So one question I'm asked a lot is it possible to make a living as an actor in Sacramento?
Oh, in Sacramento, that's the part. Isn't
That's
it?
the part.
You know, I have not been able to do it strictly as an actor, but I've been able to do it with a combination of acting, writing, or directing, or producing. That I have. I've done that for 5 years, the last 5 years solid. Been able to put food on the table and pay rent and all of the above. You just have to, with the emerging technology, especially with the digital age, you really have to remain relevant. And in order to remain relevant, you have to keep learning and learning and learning and learning and learning. But the more you learn, the more expert you become in those things. And the more expert you become, other people go, hey, I need to know how to do that, I'll hire you. Or I don't want to know how to do that, so you do it.
Right.
Yeah.
So just to wrap this up, let's go through your contact information if people want to take the class.
Okay.
How they contact you, where they contact you. And
Sure. You can contact us pretty easy. You can contact me at Jason at standouttalent.org. That's the 501c3 that we run out of the Tower Theater. Don't put in stand-up talent. Don't do that. You can contact me there, or you can contact me at Jason Bortz on Facebook, or Standout Talent on Facebook, or Tower Theater Roseville on Facebook. You can tweet me, Jason Bortz. You know, whatever you want to do. You know, Instagram. Yeah. So that's how you can find me.
Great. Okay, Jason Bortz, thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
If you're not here tonight, you missed a great class.
It's true.
But contact Jason, and you'll be a better actor for it.
Bye.